Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Black Accountant. It's your boy Mo. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know of any kind of content you want to see going forward. So, based on a couple of my last videos, I've kind of wanted to tackle talking about finances a bit, just because I don't do that many of those types of videos, but also because I had mentioned that I had gone through a really bad financial year, especially in 2019, and it took me a while to kind of rebuild, and I'm still rebuilding, but it really set me back a lot, and I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of things that I did to kind of get a little bit more back on track. So today's video, I kind of want to focus a bit more on secured cards, which is a variation of credit cards. So if you don't know what that is, go ahead and stick around, and hopefully I can help you out with figuring out what it is. So I hope you can see my screen here, but in the screen, I'm actually on nerdwallet.com, which is actually a really good site to just get familiar with because they have a lot of very useful information when it comes to finances. But secured cards, as opposed to regular credit cards, are cards that are secured by something, meaning that in the event that you default on whatever your payments are on your card or on your responsibility, or let's call it your liability here, there's something securing it in place. In that case of a secured card is typically a deposit. For secured cards, when you come to apply and open one, you're actually providing a deposit that becomes your credit limit. So let's say I have $1,000 and I pay that as my deposit. I now can apply for a credit card, a secured credit card that's going to have a balance, or not balance, sorry, is going to have a credit limit of $1,000. So every time I use my card, then I can actually use up to the 1,000 mark, but at the same time, it's still gonna hurt my credit score in the same way that a regular credit card would. So why get a secured credit card? Secured credit card is kind of a safer option for people who are in the fair to poor credit score range, just because it requires a little bit more security here, hence the secure aspect of it. And it actually doesn't necessarily, not every secured card reports to the three major federal bureaus. So it really does require you to shop around a bit. What it does help you do is build up your credit payment history, and it also helps you start adding some length to your portfolio, because if you didn't know, credit scores are assessed on a variety of different factors, and I would say the main ones would be length, credit history, credit mix, balance, and your payment history. So those are like the main things that it's assessed on. Secured card doesn't necessarily help with all of those, but like I was mentioning, it does help with the credit mix, it helps with credit length, and hopefully with the balance. And again, whenever you have a credit card, you never want to spend more than 30%, and you don't want to tend to carry a balance. If you can, try to spend using your credit card and then pay back the full amount before it's due. So even waiting till the due date, you're probably going to end up paying full interest rather than making like maybe two payments where you pay somewhere towards like that first half of the month, and again at the end of the month is going to be better for building up your credit. Again, I actually did apply for one of these cards. So let's just kind of like look around on the webpage a bit. And here you see that it's just kind of listed out. And what I like about the pics is that they tell you what the benefit is with the application for that specific card. So here there's rewards available, and then it tells you what the general credit score is going to be to get accepted for this card, and then pretty much like the rate of interest and the APR as well, which are all really good things to know before considering applying, because while some of these don't necessarily require a hard pull from your credit, which is actually something that does lower your credit score a bit, you still need to shop around, because some applications either cost money or some applications may hurt you on some other end. So here on this card, Open Sky, which is the one that I applied for, there's no credit check and no bank account, or no bank account. So the benefit of this one is if your credit score is really low and you do need a credit card because either you have none open, or you're running a really high balance and you want something to kind of balance it out a bit to spread it evenly, then it would be a good idea to open this kind of card where it doesn't require a hard pull of your credit score, like I was just mentioning. It has an okay interest rate of 17.39%, but at the same time, like, yeah, a lot of people could really qualify for this card. So I feel like it's probably one of the better options out there. And then same thing with these cards. So pretty much you would want to just shop around and see what works best for you and your needs, because a lot of times we could be in debt for various reasons, and the severity depends on the person and what they were going through. So I would suggest that this would be a consideration if you're somebody that's looking to build up your credit score. Maybe you've never owned a credit card, or maybe you had really bad debt, or you had terrible financial or money management. I would suggest that you kind of look into these cards because they could be beneficial for you. I could go a little bit more in depth, but I feel like that's a good enough I feel like this is just a good enough background on the subject, just enough to get your feet wet and like look into it. I don't mean to do all the research for anybody because I'm lazy, but and then Chime is also a really common one where people use this one a lot. But I don't even have to talk about it that much. They literally list it all out here. They get paid up to 2 days early. And then there's like a fee-free overdraft of up to $100 for eligible members. No hidden bank fees. Grow your savings. No minimum security deposit. No credit check. No interest. And then you increase your credit score by an average of 30 points. So that's pretty solid. And again, don't forget, a secured card is still a credit card. It still has an interest rate. And you still don't want to carry a balance. You want to try to keep it as low as possible. If you can make full payments, make the full payments. If you're going to be doing minimum payments, try not to use your card too much, because at the end of the day, it's still a credit card. Lastly, the benefit of it being prepaid and having a deposit is that when it does come time to close your credit card, if you want to like move on from a secured card to an unsecured card, like a regular credit card, when you close your account, whatever balance is left over gets paid off by your deposit and you get the rest back. So let's say you paid off your entire credit card and it's at $0, but your deposit was $1,000, you'll get that $1,000 back, which is always a nice thing. But that's why I would suggest to use these types of cards in the short term, because you can't really keep it open forever. And while it does help boost up your credit score from a really low one to like an average one, you still want to have a regular credit card to boost you up into the good and excellent credit scores. So you're never really going to get that with a secured card. This is just a temporary solution to get back on your feet. And after you've kind of completed that, then I would suggest that you move on or try to see if even these secured cards have like an unsecured option that you could just kind of transition into without having to close your account. Well, that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts, comments. Is there some other way that you guys manage your money? Do you feel like there's other quick or cool tips that you have finance-wise to get people back up on their feet? I'd love to hear it, and whoever actually views these videos might actually like to hear it as well. So leave it in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video.